For number 5, we're going to have to give or distribute the power because everything inside the parentheses is being raised to the power of 3. So we have to give the power of 3 to everything in the parentheses, like everything. So I'm going to put an arrow for everything, and then I'm going to rewrite it here on the side. So 4 to the third power. Okay, since this one, the m to the third already had a power, I'm going to put it in parentheses and then raise it to the other power. That way it doesn't look like a 33. That's why I'm putting the parentheses, so I know later that it was 3 to the third power. And then the v to the -2, the same thing. I'm going to put a parentheses and raise it to the third. So everything on the top got raised again to the third. From what it was, it now got raised to the third power. I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom ones. So 2 to the third, m to the -2 to the third, and v to the 5th to the third. So everything is being raised to the third power. After that, I'm going to simplify further. 4 to the third power means 4 times 4 times 4. So that gives me 64, so I'm going to start it over here. 2 to the third power means 2 times 2 times 2, so that gives me 8. Okay, every time we raise a power to a power, see how we have an exponent, parentheses, exponent. 2 exponents together. That means we are multiplying. That's a shortcut. So imagine this parentheses is like a little bag, and you have 3 m's in there. And then that means you have 3 of those bags with 3 m's in each. So that's why we end up multiplying. So we end up with 9 m's. V to the -2nd to the third. Again, the shortcut is we multiply the powers when we raise a power to a power. So I'm going to have v to the -6. On the bottom, I'm going to have m to the -6 and v to the 15th. Okay? Now I'm done with this. Now I'm going to simplify that. The number part is easy. I can simplify it. 64 divided by 8 would be 8. Okay? Now everything on the top I'm going to bring up. Okay, because they're the same letters. On the bottom, it is m and v, the same as the top m and v. So remember the rule, bottom up. When I bring them to the bottom, or to the top, I'm sorry, m to the -6 on the top becomes m to the 6th. V to the 15th on the bottom becomes v to the -15 on the top. And now I'm going to put them together. So the m's, when I multiply m to the 9th times m to the 6th, because they're the same base, I can add the exponent as a shortcut. So I end up with m to the 15th when I add 9 plus 6. The v's, when I add the v's, I have v to the -6 and v to the -15. When I multiply those together, the shortcut is to add the exponents. So -6 plus -15, they're both negatives. So I'm going to end up with v to the -21. Okay? So I'm almost done. This will be finished. However, when we simplify it all the way, we cannot leave exponents as negatives. So my last step is to bring the v back down so that it changes to a positive exponent. Remember, when they're at the top and you bring them to the bottom, the exponent changes signs. When they're on the bottom, they come to the top, same thing. So my final answer would be this. And then I'm finished.